Hi, good morning, Satnam everybody, and welcome to day 8 of Awakening Your Ecstatic Potential. So we're over halfway through now, so I'd love to hear how it's going for you, and I hope it's going really well. As I hope you realize, we're building up a little toolkit, of a series of different techniques that we can use independently for a very short morning practice, or we could combine to create a longer practice, taking elements of each. So today we're going to be practicing Kundalini shaking, a favorite wake up, warm up, ecstatic practice of mine. But before we go on to that, just as we always do every morning, we're going to begin by coming into presence and stillness together before anything else. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable, sitting on the ground, on the mat, on a cushion or in a chair, and close your eyes. So just feeling the earth beneath your root, or the seat, or the cushion, or the chair, whatever is underneath you. And if you are sitting on a chair, also feeling the earth beneath your feet. Closing the eyes so that you're not distracted by anything around you, and just taking your awareness inside the body. It's amazing how much more present we can become when we close the eyes and take all of our attention inside. Just notice your breath then, and guide the breath with loving intention to just deepen and slow. Notice how the body responds, how the mind responds when you offer the gift of a deeper, fuller breath. It immediately begins to bring more relaxation, more awareness, and more presence. And noticing how your body is this morning, the physical body, just having a check-in, noticing any sensations, tightness, of any unease, or the reverse of that, any feelings of great comfort and pleasure, of warmth. Notice what's going on with your mind this morning, just witnessing without any judgment, and noticing your emotional state. So we're just cultivating this capacity to lovingly witness our own selves. Filling the body with your awareness and your presence. So just at the beginning, as we did at the beginning meditation, you feel as if you are inhabiting the body, inhabiting the feet, the legs, the hips, the pelvis, the torso, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the neck, the head. You're inhabiting every part of your being with your consciousness. And always coming back to the sense of support from underneath. Knowing you are held. And then from here, just sending your awareness out into the circle, into the group of us, all of us who are gathered now, this morning, for the practice, and those who will join at a later time. Just connecting in energetically to the group, having a sense of us sitting together in circle, my presence here in the circle. And of your place in the circle. So those of us who are showing up now, we're holding the space for the others who are not able to. And we're creating a group energy. So just taking a deep breath in and out through the mouth, and a couple more times in through the nose and out through the mouth, in through the nose and out through the mouth, and then gently opening your eyes, giving your body a stretch and a wiggle. Shoulders and arms and hands, stretching your spine, and just rolling your shoulders a few times, back or forward, whatever feels right, or lifting and dropping the shoulders a few times just to ease out any tension that you might have. There. Okay, good. So again, welcome to those of you who joined after I started transmitting this morning. We're going to be doing some Kundalini shaking this morning. So something quite dynamic and active. So once again, before we go ahead into the actual practice of it, I just want to say again, always, always take responsibility for your physical well-being. Always, always listen to your body. So I'm not in your body and I'm not in the room with you. I can only take care of my body because I'm here with my body, and I know what feels good and what doesn't feel good. If there's something that doesn't feel good, it's a sign that your attention and your awareness is required. Okay, so then you listen to where it isn't feeling good and you adjust. You bring your loving attention and your awareness to that place, and you listen and you ask and you dialogue to see what is needed in terms of adapting what you're doing. It could be that you need to stop. It could be that you need to slow down. It could be that you need to adjust your posture in some way. So always, always coming from a place of absolute honoring and listening to the physical body. Of course, the physical body is totally connected to the mind and the emotions and the spirit too. They are all one. They are all integrated. So if there's any sense of unease physically, it will be connected in some way to other aspects of your life and other aspects of your being. So just for example, you know, I'm feeling this morning that there's some tension in my shoulders here. And I know that that will relate to my sense of having quite a lot to do and a little bit of pressure around my sense of tasks for the day or tasks from yesterday. I'm just aware of that. It's not a big deal, but it's just a small little bit of tension there. So it's just an awareness. So I'll be mindful of that when we get on to moving. So Kundalini shaking is a really, really simple process. It's a lot of fun, and it's also incredibly powerful. We use it a lot in tantra as a way to warm up the body, to release stress, to release tension, to release stuck emotions, to release stuck energy, and to activate the Kundalini life force energy, which rests at the base of the spine. So I remember the very first time I did this, within quite a short period of time, the Kundalini energy was flowing through my body, like rippling through my body without me having any control over it. And as this energy rippled through my body, it was clearing out loads and loads and loads of stuff at every chakra, because of course this central channel, the Sushumna, runs from your base to your crown through each of the energy centers. And as the energy flows, it opens and awakens and clears out stuff, subconscious programming that is there, emotions that may be stuck, thoughts that may be blocking, all of that. So I had quite a very big emotional release as I did this for the first time about 10 years ago. And then other times I would be laughing my head off ecstatically, and then I would be crying and sobbing and wailing, and but that's me. I'm pretty full on, and that's what happened. You might not have anything like that, particularly not the first time. It might just be something that feels a little bit weird and a little bit uncomfortable, but I just invite you to have an open mind and to trust the process. So this is a process that works. And if you stick with it and practice it and engage with it and just notice your experience each time, I promise you that it does work and it does have an effect. Okay, so I'm going to now guide you through the process. I've hopefully found some non-copyrighted or royalty-free music that I'll be able to play, because it is so much more fun if you do this with music. So when you practice it yourself, get some music, and I would suggest that you use this practice for a minimum of 5 minutes, but ideally 5, 10 or 15 minutes a day when you're making it yours, okay? It's also very good as a practice to do with your partner, if you have a partner, to stand opposite each other, eye gazing, and to shake together, because if there's been any conflict, any disagreement, it clears all of that. It clears that all out, and you're able to both come back to a neutral space of a higher state of awareness and beingness and love in your hearts together. So also recommended for that. All right, so let's come up to standing. And so when you're standing for this, you want to feel very grounded. So your feet need to be about at least hip width apart or a little bit wider than your hips, so that you feel very secure and rooted into the earth, okay? Just like we do in correct posture, aim to have the insides of your feet parallel, but again, if that feels uncomfortable for you, then adjust it as you need to. So just soften the soles of the feet. You know there are energy portals at the base of the feet, on the soles of the feet, that connect to the energy of the earth. And it's the earth energy that we're going to be connecting to. This Kundalini energy rises from beneath us and enters the body through the soles of the feet. So we need to soften the soles of the feet. So we're not gripping on tightly with the toes. Toes are relaxed and spread, and we're feeling that our body weight is equally balanced between left and right sides, okay? So we're finding our center. The knees are slightly soft at all times, so just turn sideways. So the knees are slightly soft and slightly bendy. We do not want to be locking the knees back, because that impedes the flow of the energy. So the knees are slightly soft. And also your arms are going to be, just lift your shoulders up and drop them down a few times. So, and then let's just roll the shoulders back a few times. Your arms are completely dangling like sausages by the sides of your body. So there's no sense of holding here, okay? We're not holding onto anything. It's completely let go. The knees are soft. The jaw, you want to make sure that your jaw is also relaxed. So often we clench here without even realizing it. It's another place where we hold a lot of tension. And if the jaw is tight, then the pelvis and the pelvic floor are tight, and we want to bring relaxation there to again allow the energy to flow. Okay, so just massaging underneath the cheekbones and around the jaw. I'm actually noticing that I've got quite a bit of tension in there myself. It's almost a little bit sore. Opening and closing the mouth, wiggling the jaw a few times, And then releasing that and letting go. Okay, so then we're more or less ready. I'm going to get this music going. Hopefully it's going to work. And I'll turn it up a little bit more in a minute when we're going. So now, how we begin is we push down into the earth. So we push down, the knees are soft, the arms are dangling. And so what happens is we push down, just keeping the breath flowing. Now this is a good time to be breathing through the mouth rather than the nose. So it's great to have your mouth open and your jaw relaxed and your head soft on the shoulders. And as we push down into the earth, what happens is that we encourage the energy to rise from underneath us. At first, it is something that you, in a way, make happen. So we begin, perhaps initially, I'm just going to widen my stance because I feel a little bit more comfortable that way. So my feet are now wider than my hips. So first we might be making this happen, particularly if we're not used to this kind of movement. But then, very quickly, this energy from beneath, the Kundalini energy, the life force, the energy of Mother, it's a red, fiery, hot flowing energy, will begin to flow up through the body, through the soles of the feet, through the shins and the calves, through the knees, soft knees, through the thighs, into the sex and the perineum, into your root chakra, the tail, the belly, solar plexus, heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. So we're just starting off quite gently. So this is a gentle shake for me, but again, adapt to what feels right for you. And just releasing the effort and just allowing the body to relax into this shaking movement. There will come a point when you are no longer shaking your body, but as one of my teachers used to always say, the shaking shakes you. So you let go into the shaking and it takes over the body. It's not something you're making happen anymore. It's happening of its own accord. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking for a minute or two and allow you to explore this for yourself, and then I'm going to come back and add a little bit more guidance. Go ahead and close your eyes so you can sink more deeply into your own experience. Don't worry about getting it wrong. You can't get this wrong. Making sure that your feet stay grounded and rooted to the earth. So we're not picking up the feet. Okay, so Just going to keep shaking, and we're just going to build the intensity a little bit. So now I'm just going to ask you to exaggerate your movements. So this is bringing the will back in. So we're going to exaggerate the movements a little bit now. So exaggerating the shaking of the arms, lifting them up above the head perhaps, exaggerating the shaking of the belly, keeping the feet grounded, exaggerating the shaking of the hips. So we're really, really shaking the whole body, the head as well. Keeping the feet grounded, jaw relaxed, the mouth open. And now we're also going to allow any sounds to come out of the mouth. So any crazy sounds that you feel like making, and if you don't feel like any, just try. So any sounds, just add your voice to your out breath and see what happens. Be playful, childlike, treat it as a fun game. Any kind of sounds. And then we're going to just back off again from that willful shaking, relaxing the arms down by the sides, closing your eyes if you open them again, keeping the feet grounded. And now just allow the energy of the shaking to move through you. Soften, open, and allow this life force energy to flow through your body in any way it wishes to. And again, I'm just going to make the music a little bit louder for you to drop into your own experience. It's really good to allow sounds out as well, because that's another way we release pent up emotions, energies in the throat. Any kind of sound is welcome. Whew. Gets quite hot. And allow yourself to feel pleasure. The last minute now of shaking. Oh, we just got some crazy music. Last minute. gradually allowing the shaking to subside. So don't just bring it to an abrupt ending. You want to allow this natural flow of energy and shaking movement to subside of its own accord. So it will find a way to come to an end, but it won't be a sudden abrupt stop. Slowly, slowly. Well, in my case, it might just keep going, so I have to probably willfully stop it at a certain point. But allow it, don't just block it off. Just softly, softly, softly. Deepening the breath. Softly, softly, coming into stillness as you stand. Staying connected to the earth through the soles of the feet. The toes are spread, the body is soft and open and receptive. Breath is just relaxed. And we're still, but we're not holding any kind of rigid, controlled pattern. There's just a softness. And just notice how you are now. Notice sensation in the body, heat, energy flow, any tingling. Notice emotional state. Notice mental state. Keeping your eyes closed. And then gently opening your eyes and bringing yourself sitting down on your chair, on your mat, on your cushion, wherever you began this morning's practice. And just sitting, once you're there, comfortably with your eyes closed and your spine tall. Bringing the body, mind, emotions into stillness. And connecting with the long, slow, deep breath. So just notice how you are now, what this practice has brought you. So in a very short time, I expect you've shifted in your state of being. From this clearer, more neutral, more blissful place take some time to set your intention for this day and to make any notes in your journal about the experience. Anything you'd like to remember, anything you'd like to ask, any insight that has popped in, make a note of it now because you might forget otherwise. And please do share your experience on the group, ask any questions on the group. I love to interact and just to find out how it's going for you. And take this energy with you into today and have a very, very beautiful day. Much love and Sat Nam.